Alright, how's it going? My name is Liam Richards, student number C3331050, and today I'm going to be showing off my submission for Eng 4500 Assignment 3. So let's get right to it. In front of you here, you can see the tetrahedron I've developed here that represents 4 core concepts which relate to engineering complexity. Let's jump right in with concept number 1, abstraction. So, in front of you here, you can see quite a complex looking machine that seems to be doing some form of operation that might not be immediately known to someone that's not fully familiar with all of the systems in play here. But if we flip this switch here, we can see that we peel back all of the layers of complexity and arrive at the solution itself, which seems to just be relatively simple. Now, abstraction allows engineers to remove layers of complexity and understand how each piece of the puzzle fits together. It's useful for systems in which the whole is the sum of its parts and can only exist as such. This, however, is contrasted by our next area of the tetrahedron, which we can actually access through this intrinsic link right here. And here, as Not Warren can show us, is the next area of engineering complexity, emergence. Now, as you can see in front of you here, we can see a whole different variety of flora and fauna all living in different parts of a larger ecosystem. Unlike the values of abstraction, when each of these different parts are brought together, the combined ecosystem appears much more than the sum of its parts. Although more and more elements are added, the ecosystem, rather than becoming more complex, becomes simpler to manage as each element plays its part. If we were to move an aspect of this system through something such as abstraction, the complexity would only spiral out of control. This concept can be applied in many different areas, such as music, but for the purposes of engineering, it allows engineers to develop systems which are more than the sum of their parts, creating new and exciting developments. Alright, let's travel outside of the tetrahedron here, go around to one of the other sides. This side here represents heuristics. Now, as engineers, we may have the knowledge of a situation or object, and we wish to understand its properties or how it behaves. As we can see, our goal through the crack there, the path to it, isn't quite straightforward. It's actually quite complex. And although we have different methods of routing around and traveling through these different properties, the one tool we wish to talk about is heuristics, which allow engineers to take a shortcut and quickly and more rapidly approach a solution. As you can see here, it wasn't that bad now, was it? And this concept of heuristics is intrinsically tied to the ideas of abstraction and emergence, as these are tools which can allow engineers to understand problems with greater ease, fast-tracking to a solution. Now let's travel back through this portal here, and jump back out of the tetrahedron, and we'll travel to the last area of the tetrahedron here, which represents emotional durability. Now, emotional durability, it is common to see products today that are desired, bought, used, and discarded on a daily basis. This practice is incredibly dangerous not only for our environments but also our lifestyles. And although sustainable power such as wind or solar exists and is becoming more commonplace, the environment remains in a downward spiral. As engineers, it is our job to develop solutions which are emotionally durable, solutions to problems that individuals want to keep and continue to use, reducing waste and enhancing lives. But does removing layers of complexity through abstraction make an individual understand something more and be more willing to maintain it, or do they disregard its simplicity? Do emergent systems have emotional durability through the aggregation of their parts, or through the construction of the whole? Or does taking shortcuts through heuristics make solutions more approachable and durable, or do they in fact become less enticing? All of these questions relate the core concepts of the tetrahedron together, and are key questions which engineers must ask themselves. Let's take one last look at the tetrahedron itself. And as you can see, there's actually been a hole that's been ripped in the top that'll let us get a closer look at what's going on inside. As we can see on the inside here, all of the concepts we've just talked about are very, very distinctly linked, sharing resources, power, and information. And on the surface, each of these subjects can appear quite shallow and complex, hard to understand, even for engineers. But when they come together, such as this, it allows engineers to get a much, much deeper understanding of complexity and how they best approach the future problems they may tackle. Alright, thank you very much for checking this out. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.